now, what's popping? It's the guys. We here. It's a Sunday show. You know what it is.
First took away. Yes, with this. Get your money's worth now.
Man, what it do? What the business is? Word on the street. Jesus on the handle. His. Listen, man, you got me, a many-faced guy in the building. You know what I'm saying? You got Cheddar Chaz, the DMV landlord in the building. Check your deed. He might own your house. You know what I'm saying? You got Cinco. You got the runner Stone Cold Reed Austin. You know what I'm saying? Stone Cold. I like to call him Stone Cold. What I called it the other day? Hammond. Damn, I forgot. I fucked it up.
Stone Cold Reed Hammond. That's what you said.
Stone Cold Reed Hammond. We got Harold's Chicken franchisee Chris Connor in the building. Ty Grace.
No, wait, hold on. Everybody else get these nice ass intros. You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Harold's Chicken not good.
Harold's
it is though.
Why
I gotta be? I don't want to be
a little above mid. A little.
I said you own the business. I said you own the business.
I gotta be better than the chicken, man.
I didn't say you was an employee. I said the franchisee.
Well, you know what? Well, but here's the thing: all the good Harold's get shot up and closed.
All right.
Well, that makes sense because that's where the best food will be at.
I'm saying. Yeah. So that means you taking the insurance money. We got Chris Connor in the building, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. How y'all doing? What you got, Five?
Hey, you led with the Jeezy line. I got a question before we get into this.
Talk to me.
You get one Jeezy song. What you playing?
I got one Jeezy song. What I'm playing?
You get one Jeezy. You know, Jeezy pulling up. I think it's August 16th, playing in New Orleans. You get one. What you playing?
Hey, Jeezy, you better Trap or Die. Trap or Die. Yeah.
It's bottom of the map for me.
It ain't no wrong answer.
It's not. It's all about preference. But I don't know how the hell he made this sound like this. I feel like he used a rubber band on one of them 10 bleachers, and I'm like, yo, how did he? Bottom of the map. I'm telling you, dog. I don't know. I want to stand on somebody's couch when I hear it.
I might have to tell y'all my Mia get out the car story one day on Twitter that almost got me banned from Chicago. Anyways, y'all, we here to talk about a few things today before we get started. You know what I'm saying? First of all, we want to give a get well soon to Derik Queen. You know what I'm saying? Summer league, unfortunate injury, man. He was looked like he was just starting to figure it out. But I'm gonna get into the silver lining part of it. But for right now, I just want to know from y'all. I'm reading it's a 12-week timeline for this injury. First of all, Chris, I want to know from you, what are your thoughts on the timeline? Do you believe 12 weeks is going to be accurate?
I mean, I think for a wrist injury, I think you could probably sneak in that 10-week, space, and considering it's his non-dominant hand, I believe, right? It was his left wrist.
This is left.
So yeah. So I mean, he's young. I think 12 weeks is probably conservative. I know when it's a little different, but I remember I broke my wrist years ago, and I remember the timeline that I had was like from 8 weeks to 16 weeks. But they say everybody heals differently, but the wrist, whether it be a ligament or whether it be something that you like a bone that you break, it's just it's one of those weird spaces on your body. So pause. That's insane. But I think for Derik right now, regardless on how long it takes him to kind of get better, to me, nothing really changes. I think the goal at the end of the day is for him to stay and remain in shape. You would have liked in a better world, in an ideal world, for him to get some reps in, with these guys so where he could hit the ground running. But Derik right now, I think of his role starting out as so individualized coming off the bench and what he probably is going to bring to the team early on, and the things, the changes and the adjustments he's going to have to make. Nothing really changes, man. I mean, if he's not missing, even if he misses a week or if it's 2 weeks of the actual season, the goal don't change. He didn't injure a lower extremity. His legs are fine. He can still run. He can still control what he's eating. He can still shoot the basketball. He'll be able early on, he'll probably have a situation where, he'll be able to shoot a lot earlier than 12 weeks and do some basketball stuff. He just probably won't be clear for contact right away. So just stay in shape and be ready, when this is over, and I think he'll be fine.
Word. Chaz, let me ask you this, because we had conversations, prior to him being drafted. We saw your podcast with Utility Sports. Shout out to Utility. Are you concerned, based on what Chris just said, are you concerned though about his conditioning and him being able to stay in any type of shape right now after this injury?
Not necessarily. I just think, truthfully, I just think Derik Queen was born the wrong color, man. Honestly, I just think he just got the short end of the stick in that regard. I think if he was Sagoon or Jokic, this is less of an issue. I think, even Luka, Luka never in shape. With players that I never projected to be like high end defensive players, as long as they get killed on offense, that's all I'm really worried about. And like Luka, Luka in shape don't look like no hellified defender to me. I just think that's just not some people's calling. I think with Derik Queen, more than his conditioning, I think it's more so his mentality and his engagement. Like, I don't need him to speed up. I just need him to process things faster. So if he can process things faster, he's feel involved. He's setting the solid screens. He don't need to be the fastest guy in the world. Like, what I'm saying, to be effective. So yeah, like when I see him go coast to coast, and I think one thing that can't be understated with him is he's a one man fast. Well, he's a one man slow break. He can get the rebound and he can trot up the court. Hit a mean euro in it. Yeah, it's nothing you can do. I mean, yeah, it takes 6-7 seconds off the clock to get from one end of the court to the next court. But the point is, he getting to the rim and he making a shot. So I just think, again, I'm just accepting him for who he is and hoping to build on that versus like, I want you to change these things. I just got to accept who he is at this stage. And I think he's a very skilled guy. I think his processing was a bit of an issue, along with some other things that I won't mention.
Man, speaking of people for loving you who you are and how you are, man, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors, man. Shout out to Blue Moon, shout out to John Deere, Sunshine. My dog Reed was up there with Sunshine. Sam. Oh yeah, shout out to Sam, man. Hold on, Sam. I'm gonna get at you in 1 second. No, you good. My dog Reed was up there with Sunshine, John Deere the other day, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 4D, shout out to Taz, shout out to Theo's, shout out to the Vicknair law firm, Scott Vicknair. They fight for the win. Holla at them 504-500-1111. Fuck with them because they fuck with us. I don't know if I was supposed to curse right there, but hey, I did. Check this out.
Works.
So, Five, let me ask you this. Oh, wait. Sam. Go ahead, Chaz. You can shout Sam on that.
Oh, shout out Big Sam, man, the money man. Uncle Sam in the building, but he gives. He doesn't take our bread away. Thank you, Sam. We appreciate the 5 memberships, man. This might be the day Corey get when Corey ain't in the building.
Shout
out to everybody.
We gotta get a GoFundMe for Cole Computer. Cole need a we gotta do it. We gotta get a Cole Computer, man. I'm sick of this shit.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us.
No doubt. 5. Now let me ask you this. It's a 2-part question, right? How does this affect the team? How does this affect the team? Does it affect Queen's timeline for early in-season chemistry with the guys? And it's a 3-part question. Yeah, check this out. Could the injury allow for another big to showcase and step up in his spot?
Can I answer the last one first?
Yeah, you could do. It's your world, son. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
I do not want a big to try to play outside of themselves.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Derik's not playing, so I can attempt to do the things that Derik does rather than just playing within yourself. Like, yo, you get an opportunity, take full advantage of said opportunity, but do the things that you do well already. Don't play outside of that. Let Derik be Derik. I think he's a unicorn in my opinion. He does things that are unconventional. So let's not try to be conventional in that and thinking that other players can, do a slow break and Euro against another 7-footer. Like, nah, that ain't your game. Let's not try to play that. But also do think there are some positives to this, or he can spin it in a positive way. I think Derik needs to get a little bit more athletic, right? This would allow him to strengthen up his lower extremities. Also, I think laterally too. I think this also gives him an opportunity to shore up his shot, get more foundational principles about his shot. I don't think it's a bad shot, but he has to get stronger to be able to shoot a 3-ball. Use this time and opportunity where you're out, do more leg workouts. Okay, cool. You gotta be unconventional in the process of like, okay, your wrist isn't well on your opposite hand. You still can do, weighted stuff. Some squat machines, squat racks don't even require you to use your hands, right? You can just kind of just use your shoulders. So I think there are positives you can take out of this, but he has to take full advantage of this in any cost. I hope this isn't like a mental thing for him as well, where he's like, "Oh, woe is me. I shouldn't have came to New Orleans." Hey, bro, stuff happens. Like, it is what it is. Now, what you do when shit happens is up to you. It ain't up to nobody else. How quickly you come back from this injury is truly up to you and not anybody else.
Word. So, with that being said, Chaz and Chris, let me ask y'all a question. Five gave pretty much a positive, a silver lining, so to speak, about the injury, right? Is there any positive affirmations y'all just want to give out, we want to bestow upon our brother while he, trying to get right?
Get a second opinion.
I mean,
valid.
I mean, you ain't wrong there. What you got, Chris? You got anything?
No. I don't have anything negative either, but like, I mean, shake back, bro. Like, this is just a part. It ain't nothing that you could do to really, like, it's God timing, man. And it's, he's young. This could have been a lot worse. It could have, we could be talking about something that could be having a season in jeopardy. It's could just be something for him to slow down. As somebody that maybe felt like they probably put a lot of pressure on himself to hit the ground running and start the season and play really, really well. This might be the perfect kind of like, early kind of step back that, he may need to kind of, center and maybe use this time to strengthen, as Five said, strengthen something else as he prepares for the season, maybe doing something that he didn't envision doing, taking this time and kind of, just using it to maybe if he's not playing as much basketball, maybe he's sharpening his mental. Maybe he's learning more about, the style of offense and the plays that are going to be running. Maybe he's taking care of a lot of the, some of the things behind the scenes. Maybe there's some other planning that, he can possibly do. So, man, but in the meantime, man, shake back, man. It's still, you got more than enough time to still have a really good rookie season.
What Rico told Ace and paid him full?
Shot every day. You got shot every day, B.
Hey, man, you tough, right?
You tough, right?
You tough, right?
I sent him a tweet and I started to say that, but I didn't want to sound insensitive when I was like tweeting him. So I was like, just get well, bro. Just
thoughts and prayers, brother. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man, before we get to this next segment, man, I need to know, it's 106 people in here. I need to know what the lights is because we're in this bitch right now. Like we'll just go home. I need to know, man. We need to be getting them lights up, bro.
ASAP Rocky.
It's right there, the next room.
I'm saying, like, ain't nothing to hit in stream. Listen, man. Over the weekend, man. I saw a couple tweets that was interesting to me. One came out from NBA Central, and it gave a breakdown of the season. Shout out to Faloran, bro.
Shout out to our dog Faloran, man. How you doing?
Yeah, Faloran.
Let's get the lights up, peoples.
She said it's 4 shades of red earlier.
I seen that.
No.
I seen that. Because that's a boy band. We're an R&B group.
B4.
That's crazy, man. But anyway, so I'm gonna just put the tweet up here, and if anybody who is not watching but listening, Cam Thomas basically responded to Zach Lowe saying the consensus ? He said F you and the consensus. This is most likely the same consensus teams who can't guard me and send double teams from jump ball. Why are we double teaming a guy who's not that good? Make it make sense, please. Now, this is not a show that is dedicated to Cam Thomas, but in this, we got some information about a play on the Pelicans, and it started to make sense right? So I'm like, I forgot the guy's name. I think his name was Jim. Jim put up a tweet and he was like, basically, hear Cam Thomas out. Cam not wrong. But in that, Jim made so much sense for the Pelicans because it's like, okay, and if anybody who's listening and not watching, this is five players basically who get double teamed the most in the NBA. Number one was Zion at 1,993 touches, and he gets doubled 25.8% of the time. Then you got Shea, Giannis, Cam, and Kawhi Leonard. What does this list tell y'all? Like, what do you when you watch this list, when you look at this list, what information can you disseminate to the people listening?
For me, I feel like, look, Zion is at the top of a lot of these lists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just, all it really does is like further illustrate that Zion is a generational disappointment. Because if he was trash, it would be like, oh, that's interesting. But the fact that it's like, he's a cold-blooded ass player, and when he does play, because he has his own like chart. It's called, I forgot what it's called. It's like the Zion chart or something.
I got
he has
you.
his own that he has that thing or that chart thing, right? That shit. The can't guard Zion chart. It's ridiculous, but it's just like, dog. Now, as a fan of Cam Thomas, I gotta be honest, because I would love Cam to be a Pelican, but I gotta be honest. Most of the time, Cam is the only like scoring option on the floor, so it wouldn't make sense why he would be double teamed. You're not double teaming Ben Simmons. Don't disrespect Ben. I'm just saying. You're not.
You can disrespect him. No, you can disrespect him.
Hey, two LSU guys, ain't that some shit? So I just think that in the Pelicans case, man, just play some fucking games, dog. That's really what it boils down to, bro. Just play some games. Like, I don't care about Zion being in shape. If you healthy, that's kind of it for me. Like, just stay healthy, stay on the fucking court. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just disappointing.
What you got, Chris?
Put that graphic back up.
The list, the double team list, or the
yeah, that one right here. How the song go? What he say? Floor seats, crypto. I got my tool in. Yeah. Fourth quarter, yellow, water for Batum. That's what I'm thinking of. Because Batum on this list.
That's crazy. Why he caught us straight like that?
Though? A random thing.
Like, it was no need for me to know who was at the bottom.
Who was 36?
That boy said 1%.
That man.
It's like, just for context. Nobody guarding this motherfucker, just so you know.
Man. But this is what we always talk about. This is why, man, like, I can never, like, Zion gotta be the most frustrating, player to cover and talk about, bro, because like I be talking to people, random, whether I'm out here or I'm back in the city, and maybe, and folks just kind of similar to what's happening to John now. People are fading into, to the star of now and today. And like in basketball, bro, they forget about you so quick. Well, really, really, really in sports, right? Like last year, CJ Stroud, right? Like coming into last year was like MVP candidate. People talk about he number 3 quarterback or top 5 quarterback, in football. This year, he ain't getting that same praise, right? It's just one year to another, like you'll be forgotten about. But Zion is just yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like in Zion's case, it's 7 years later. But like he has like remarkable, bro. Just energy. You talk about there's a spark and there's a uniqueness to his game that just can't be replicated, bro. Like and that's the thing that's always gonna be interesting about Zion, because it just feels like there's always a well or a but or if only. And I don't care if it's for one season. Shit, there's so many analytics that show how great and the amount of attention he gets no matter who's on the floor. It's out here every year. And it's been year after year. It's just that's how special he is. But you can only call somebody special for so long until they're you can only call somebody special for so long if it's a caveat or if it's an excuse as to why you don't get full results for it. And that's the thing with him, man. Like I see 4 or 5 people go, like they just talk about double teams.
Yeah.
They just talk about 2. They
Yeah.
ain't talk about how many times he got 3, 4, or the attention of the entire team every time he crosses half court. You know what I'm saying? So that's not even a secret anymore, bro. Like he's special in that regard. Still to me, with all the people that have come and gone, he's the top 5 NBA talent, bro. He's that special.
Right.
But we can't keep talking about hype. Like we can't keep talking about hypotheticals, bro. We at some point, this shit, like the rubber got to meet the fucking road. I need 60 games. I need a playoff game. I need him to show this roster as currently set. We could debate all day about how good or how bad it is. If Zion is who I think he is, or with these graphics and all this shit says, the Pelicans should be a playoff team. There's no reason that they shouldn't be. He's that fucking special when he's on the floor.
Are you calling it? You saying they're making the playoffs?
If you could tell me he played 60 games,
I can't tell you shit. I can't tell you anything.
Yeah. If he played 50 games, they making the playoffs.
Okay. What you get from that list, Five? Like what do you specifically from the double team list? But I mean, if you want, you could speak to the can't guard him 1-on-1 list also.
Not a double team one. Shout out to T5 the Great. I think he said it's 3 champions and 3 MVPs or somewhere in there, right? It's 3 champions.
Good point.
Right? Yeah, like dog. Look at the company of this list outside of like Cam Thomas. Basically, what this tells me, right? Teams are saying we're going to try to stop these guys, right? We stop these guys, either we're going to win or lose, but we're going to do this and more times than not, they'll try to stop Zion, and they'll try to stop, Cam, and the other teams will succeed, or Zion doesn't play. You know, it's wild. Zion probably has a winning record when he plays, right? I don't even notice that, but I'm pretty sure that he has a winning record when he plays. The only problem is he doesn't play a lot. And I think that's what everybody gets back to. He doesn't play a lot. Look at the touches, right? Shea has 5K, Giannis 5K.
Does that take I don't mean to cut you off, but does that take away from the specialness of it for you? Because if you're looking at the touches, it's a dramatic drop off.
It is a dramatic. I mean, does the double team rate still would it still be that high
exactly.
if it was around 4K? Would it be that high if it was still around 5? Like, to be honest, I think it would. But that just lets you know how poor the roster of the Pelicans is usually when Zion's on the floor, or they're surrounding him with the wrong style of player, right? Like we were begging for Trey Murphy to be on the court with Zion, and they were getting subbed in for each other for the longest. So yeah, Zion's going to see a lot of double teams, sometimes triple teams, and even, he'll have 8 eyes on him at times. That's the true problem, right? It's not necessarily Zion just seeing double teams. It's Zion having to give up the ball because there are so many people trying to stop just him, and then there's no adjustment for that.
Hey,
hold on. Before y'all go, Chris, Zion is 109 and 105 when he plays.
That was actually leading to what I wanted to run back to 5 and all you guys. Mm-hmm. This is also part of the issue with Zion missing these games. We don't even get a chance to talk about stuff like, he's a winning basketball player. Like, and I'm not talking about in regards to like record necessarily. I'm talking about his style of play when he's right is a winning basketball player style. He does things that promotes winning. He's unselfish. He's gonna fight. Sometimes he makes the wrong pass. He's not consistent. There's moments where Zion is forcing shots towards the rim that you probably wouldn't want him to. But I mean, have the other time he's putting somebody on the ground, or he's making some of these unconventional layups. But if we're talking about a style of play, he's a winning basketball player, dude that can be a triple threat guy every single night. And look, like the two best versions of Zion that I can, I won't say recollect, or I guess my opinion is the end of
I'm sorry, it's a comment. It's not you, it's a comment. It's not you.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Damn.
Hold on. Hey,
bro.
Yo, listen, I don't know what you think about me. I don't know if you think that that's the route I take. I left that game alone a long time ago. Long time ago. Ripper been started in Africa a long time ago.
What up, Shane? What up, Carl? What up, Father?
Hey, yo.
Is that that's the same dude that was
That's the same dude. Yes. I didn't want to
they
say
kept
it.
saying,
Yeah.
I mean, we gonna say it because if we don't address it, it's gonna continue to happen. I don't know who he's addressing as such, but he keeps calling somebody big thickness. And he does this every single show now. I don't know who that is. I don't know why that's a
who
thing.
it is, but I don't want to call my dog out. But he's
I'm gonna need him to stop calling people on this panel, whoever
Maybe
you're
that's
talking
Chung.
to, big
it's
thickness.
not Chung, dog.
That's not Chung.
What happened to Chung?
Maybe
Yeah, I haven't seen Chung in a minute. That's probably Chung.
That's crazy. Man.
We gotta stop the big thickness. I don't know who we talking to. Oh, okay.
See what I'm
he's just
saying?
gonna say it again. That's crazy.
But to Chris' point, and like this summer, since the Pelicans offseason started pretty early, so this summer I was motherfucker go back to the spring. Honestly, I was looking at some old footage, right, and I kept coming across these two clips. Well, not clips, but images, right? And this design last game of the season versus Minnesota, right? Now I don't gotta tell you how that possession ended. Motherfucker went around these 3 players he scored, right? There's about 10 videos just like that in this game alone. Then there's this one, right? Again, against the Jazz. I ain't really gotta tell you how that ended either. But it's like, though, the thing that's like, was it last season when he finally hit his first 5,000 points or something, and he was motherfucker missed so many games and he's still like number 5 on the list. That's the crazy thing, because it's just like, damn, he could really be. I'm not like the rest of y'all. Maybe I don't need as much practice as some other folks, but at the same time, you don't play no games, son. Like, right. To me, if he was a motherfucker that actually played, I think if he had the 5,000 touches like a Shea or like a Giannis, I think his number is it's probably like 40%. It's probably like something that's never going to be topped in history, just because of how much the attention he demands and how efficient he is at the rim. It's just like, son, you just never played. Like, even with the 5,000 point thing, it's like, dog, you one of the youngest people that ever did it. He probably would have got that in the second season, dog. Like, that's how phenomenal this motherfucker is. Mind you, the second season, the season was shortened, and he barely played his first season. Didn't play at all in the third season. Got hurt early in the fourth season. Like, he only averaged about 16 shots a game. This motherfucker is like an alien. He just never plays. It's phenomenal. It's unbelievable.
and that's the thing. That's the thing, right? Because I see talk of people calling Zion a 2-guard, right? And I don't remember who it was, but they was comparing him to Allen Iverson. And the thing with AI is, like, AI didn't practice. He didn't lift weights, but the motherfucker played. He played the games. And I don't think anybody would care if Zion didn't do any of these things as far as like practice wise or whatever he was doing off the court. If the check boxes were in the games played, it really wouldn't make a difference. But let me ask you this. How much longer, because Chris was talking about how great Zion was, and I think we all know that, but how much longer do you give his potential to get to where you think it should be?
Oh, that's years in the making, right? Like, you talking about like his potential,
how much longer? No. How much longer are you, if you're the GM? How much longer is GM 5 gonna wait for him to figure it out?
Oh, nah, that's probably like 3 years, like max, maybe. I mean, like, as long as you've been here, I'm willing to, say it. Like, you got Joe, and I kind of figure out where I can get the right pieces. It's 3 years, probably max. If you do something stupid, it's probably shorter than that. But yeah, like, Zion is the dude. I've been thinking about this. Like, he is an elite basketball player, but always feels like an elite role player. I don't know how to really verbalize it, but there are times where he can take over a game, and then there are other times where, like, I don't even know if he's playing tonight. Like, I don't know if he's a star. It's like it always frustrates me because he should be the guy, but he always defers to someone else, and I'm like, no,
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it?
probably not his upbringing of his parents, but the upbringing in the NBA. I truly believe he's a product of his environment at this point. Being in the Pelicans organization, not truly handing him the keys to the organization and being like, hey, we failing or passing with you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There is nobody waiting in the wings to save you. No, you save us or we're not getting saved. I think that should have been presented to him from jump. But now, if you get to, year 7, it's really on him. There's nothing no one else should have to tell him at this point. Like, this is on you. Like, we either sink or swim because of Zion. And that's that.
Going into shout out to Falarin. Going into year 6, I want to say.
My bad.
No,
I'm about to say 7 or some shit.
No, you good. You good. Same question for Chris and Chaz though. I want to know, like, GM Chaz, GM Chris, going into year 6 today, how much longer are you gonna wait on the arrival of his potential for your team?
This is it. This is it. Like the only comps that I could think of that were close to his talent that teams waited on were Embiid and Steph. Waited this long, and they both got to year 4. Embiid's rookie year, I think, was his, like, ended up being like his 3rd year or something like that, along the lines. And he had a really good year. But year 4 was when he really, like, was, oh no, I'm like an actual, like, MVP candidate. I'm one of the best in this world, like, for real, for real. This process shit is me. This is what you waited for. And Steph, of course, we know he had the ankle injuries and all those different things. And but year 4 was it for him. Zion is 2 years behind. He's going into year 6, so he's behind them. It has to be here. There's no precedent of somebody waiting to year 7 to really show that they are a superstar in this league. It does like not matching to what we thought he would be, because it's a failure if Zion is just like a top 30 player. His talent and these things that we just talked about show he's beyond that. He's someone who's supposed to be able to carry your team. He has those kind of traits. I'm not saying ultimately, like, he might not, the best thing for him could be being a 2nd or 3rd best player on the team. I don't know in regards to winning. But the talent that we know he has and how unique it is tells me that he should be on the same level of, he hasn't even passed Ja's level of accolades at this point. He hasn't played a playoff game. So this has to be it. There is no year 7, and we're talking about this dude is living up to his potential. Potential gone, bro. Like, we can't be talking about somebody in their second contract, slowly inching towards their 3rd contract. Well, can they still live up to who they're supposed to be? No, it don't. It's not supposed to take that long, bro. This is it. This is the year. Anything else will be a really good story and will be a surprise and a reclamation project. But if we talking about Zion, I think it has to be this year. After that, I don't think you're talking about him being a Pelican. You're talking about somebody else taking a chance and trying to get the best out of him going forward.
Word. Chaz, what you say about how much longer the Zion experiment for you?
I kind of wouldn't say I moved on from that, but I kind of moved on from him, Zion, as like a best player in the league, face of the league kind of guy. I just view him now as you're the best player on the team, and you're a very good player on a team. So I think you kind of ride in the situation until you draft his replacement. The way the contract is structured is like, fuck, you can pretty much get rid of him almost at any point if you want to, and he's still quote unquote on a reasonable contract. The issue is you should have had these. Well, I guess you kind of did. You say second season, and fourth season maybe, but you should have had these answers prior to the extension. Everybody finds out these answers on the first contract. You know what I'm saying? And then if not, you're in a Andrew Wiggins type situation where you like, here go your money, now go earn the money. It's like, nah, you don't want to have it be that way necessarily. You want to have these answers on the first contract. So for myself, I kind of look at it like, I'm just starting everything from this year, bro. Like, because the David Griffin tenure was it was so unbelievably bad that it's like sometimes I think about some of the shit. I'm like, I can't believe this happened like this, bro. It is that bad. So now I'm kind of starting everybody from this year. Everybody, if you do good this year, I'm willing to see it through. If you do bad after this shit, or if you shit the bed this year, that's it for me. Like I let's just move on, or let's stop putting you on that particular pedestal. Now you're just like everybody else. Now you just you just as replaceable as everyone else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
So listen, man, before we get into the next segment, we're gonna take a little break. We gotta get a like count. It's 163 people in here. I don't know what the likes are, and I don't like that, to be honest. Like I don't like that I don't know. I don't be liking not knowing stuff. So we're gonna run a little commercial right quick. We're gonna come back with a like count, and then we're gonna try to figure out where we going next.
Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media.
Yeah. Shout out to Company Burger. Shout out to my man Jermaine, man. He in the background. He working, you know what I'm saying? He giving us information and stats and shit. Shout out to J-Dog, man. The best coach in the city. I think the like count was at 62. But before we go into the next segment, I want to talk about Jordan Poole, right? Yeah, 5. I don't like that like count, bro. It's 161 people. I don't understand. Like the math don't really, it ain't really adding up for me. I need somebody to make it make sense.
So I was about to flash out or something, but I just called myself. I was like,
I ain't see it. Hold on.
No, ain't nobody saying nothing. It's just I was just thinking about how the number of people in the chat don't necessarily match the likes. And I'm thinking about how you got the lurkers, and I was about to just give my real thoughts, but I put on, I'm on my positive vibes, and I got my kufi on. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling, and so I'm just.
Well, look, Chaz, hold on, bro. Speaking of kufi, I want to give a shout out to my dog, man. My dog he's on a journey. I've been watching him. He's got a new look, and I see he changed his way of life. And I just want everybody to give a shout out to Chris Conner, man. Chris he changed. I don't know if he got a stylist. I don't know what happened exactly, but bro, my dog is like, he fitted, you know what I'm saying? He working, and like, Chris, I just want to know, bro, for everybody like who interested, how you go about joining the Fruit of Islam? Like, how do you, like, is there like a bean pie quota, or do you have the plug on a final call? How can I get down? Because my subscription up. I don't see them dudes on the side of the road, and I just be needing to know,
man.
Like, what's up, bro? Tell us about the look. Like, tell us what you wearing. Can you give us the breakdown?
Yeah. So I mean, look, bro. Like, look, I don't find, like these people find you, bro. Look, I ain't buy none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a stylist. My stylist put that together, bro.
Yeah.
So, so that's like a civil rights, like a mesh between civil rights and Gen Z. That's what I would call it. Type shit. The haircut was just that was just me, trying some shit. Glasses. I'm not blind. I can actually see. Those just for fashion. You can't see the watch because of the long ass cups, but you got to keep it rugged. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I ain't really like the shoes. They kind of granddaddy-ish, but I had to keep it civil rights. You know what I'm saying? I got to show out the top. You know what I'm saying? Because Like I mean, what we talking about here? Everything else, you can't really see it, y'all. But that's Lito opening that door for me. You know what I mean? I had, y'all can't really y'all can't see him, but that's him. I ain't gonna tell y'all where we was at, but we was there. So yeah, man, that's it.
No
Damn,
doubt, bro.
damn shame you messed up that girl's promising tennis career. Damn shame.
bro. To make records. That's crazy. Fucking with her mental health.
Yeah, dog. That's
You gotta do better,
Chaz,
dog.
what you had, dog? Hello.
He had to find a call.
Hello, Chaz on mute.
You muted, Chad.
I about to say, I be in the meetings too, boy. Be in the meetings too. Yeah. Brother. But we can move on. It's all good. It's all good.
Shout out to our bow tie wearing partners with the bean pies. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, the next thing I got, it's crazy because I keep seeing this tweet, and NBA Central was probably the last tweet I saw. Yo, that's insane. Y'all foul. I keep seeing this tweet, bro, about first of all, for anybody who's again listening and not watching, it says MVP Luka Doncic, MIP Scoot Henderson, Rookie of the Year Cooper Flag, Defensive Player of the Year Victor Wembanyama. But the most I guess puzzling part of the tweet for me is it says Sixth Man of the Year Jordan Poole, and I guess I'm a little confused. Like, who is Jordan Poole coming off the bench for? Like, I mean, anybody who wants to answer that can answer it, but I'm just.
I admittedly, that's just people who don't care or follow the Pelicans. Honestly, because every time I see the depth chart displayed, even during summer league, it's like DeJounte Murray. It's like that was a pretty significant injury, and he was on a national, not tour, but he did a national podcast. So one with an ESPN employee. So one would think that you would have retained some of that information, but I think it's a misprint. Honestly, you don't got to worry about that in the final call though. But I think it's a misprint, and just people misinterpreting like how the roster is built. Necessarily.
Who's your starting lineup for the Pelicans? Like who are you starting?
Zion, Trey, Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney. Who is? Oof, that's tough. I'll go Herb.
Herb.
Well, if he's back by then, but yeah, I just go Herb.
What you got, Chris? You look like you trying to debate that. What you got?
I never considered. I think the Looney thing got me here because I really, maybe I forgot that fast he was on the team. I never really considered whether or not he was starting. Shit, man.
You forgot KD Light was on the team?
Brandon Ingram gone, dog.
Oh, tiny dog.
Yeah. I mean, wait. So wait. Who my starting lineup would be?
Yeah. Tell me who you started.
Ooh, okay, all right, okay. This fun. All right, so I'm gonna go. I gotta go Jordan Poole. So I'm going Poole, Trey, Zion, Herb, Carlo. That would be my starting lineup.
You're not starting Messi or Looney?
I really want to start. Messi. I do. Mm-hmm. But the maniac in me wants Carlo to start in that lineup. I want them to be up and down the floor. They're not going to rebound the basketball very well. I don't know how the defense is going to be. But I know one thing. They're going to be athletic.
So wait. Let me ask you this. You said that you want them to get up and down the floor. Tell me how Jordan Poole can contribute to that.
because Jordan Poole, I think, plays multiple different styles. I think he can, he's somebody who can run in more of a faster pace, and but he's someone who's typically under control. His handle, his ability, his shiftiness. He has multiple gears, I think, with the ball that matters if you're going to, play that style. But it really don't matter when we're talking about getting up the floor, because if Zion's on the floor, if I got a rebound, if Zion ain't got the motherfucking rebound, he's bringing the basketball up the floor, and everybody else is finding space. They're finding space, whether it be at the wing or they're going to a corner, and who's ever flaring down the middle of the screen, down the middle of the floor, probably more likely Carlo. That's the same. If Herb passed the ball, his ability to look up floor and pass the ball. Trey, we saw go coast to coast and really improve and show off that with that point of his game after a board, especially last season. Yeah. So I mean, I look at four players minimum that once they get the board, we know how good Herb is in transition. But once they get the board, they're threats. And Jordan Poole, it's a little bit of a switch than it was for CJ, right? We know if CJ's getting up the floor with the basketball, more than likely he's looking to do the one thing. He wants to pull up. That's his thing. Jordan Poole can pull up. Jordan Poole can get to he can get to a spot. He can get to the cup. There's a few different things. There's layers there. So that's why, I like that. But Carlo, I want that athleticism out there, man. I want this team to, to have a different gear. And I think that out of the guys, I know Messi or Looney will ultimately be the 5, but at some point I do want to see what Carlo has improved on, because that variety that he could possibly give, I think is going to be important. And it's very important in this game today as is.
In breaking news, the Lakers have wave guard Jordan Goodwin. He played 29 games for the Lakers last year. So, Chaz, I don't know who just highlighted that question, but that's literally
that was me, actually.
That was you, man. I appreciate you for highlighting the Yeah, shout out to Stephanie. My question was: everybody talks. We all have applauded CJ for his professionalism. We applauded him for, what he did for the city, what he did for the team, and we think he was definitely a good fit and would have been a viable option moving forward because of his shooting. Mm-hmm. Now, talk to me about how Jordan Poole can basically step. I don't want to say step into CJ's shoes, but tell me, what do you think he can do better than CJ?
I think Jordan Poole is pretty good in transition. I think his ability to finish at the rim is totally underrated. I think with Jordan Poole, you really have to judge him based on that season that they went to the finals, them being the Warriors, and this past season, because I don't have any evidence of this, but clearly he went through a traumatic experience in Golden State. Then being traded to the Wizards was total culture shock for him. So I'm just judging him based on his years with the Golden State and his last year with the Wizards. I think his ability again to get to the rim, break down defenses. I think his passing is underrated. If I'm not mistaken, he set the record for three-pointers made in Washington, if I'm not mistaken. And I think one thing and this is where self-reflection comes into play, right? Because when CJ was setting these records, now, I'm a fan of CJ. I think CJ did his thing. But I can't really act like the Pelicans wasn't also a bad team. Now, they weren't a tanking team, but they were a bad team. So people would like to discredit Poole setting certain records or doing certain things. Like, oh, they played for a bad team. It's like, well, you ain't exactly several tiers above the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like Poole was trash and Golden State. Poole was a serious dude. So I think as CJ got older, his ability in the intermediate game kind of fell off a little bit. And he also made some changes to his game willingly to shoot more threes, and he became a phenomenal shooter. Now, Poole isn't as efficient, but I think beyond the arc, but I think he'll also make up for that being more of a lead ball handler and his ability to get to the rim and his passing.
Word. 5. We talked about we called New Orleans. I mean, we called CJ the New Orleans dance instructor, right? That is the name. Yeah. May I have this dance?
Yeah.
Prime for prime, handle for handle. Who had a better handle, CJ or Jordan?
Pool party.
Mm.
Pool party. Now, I think CJ in his bag, really good. CJ doing regular dribbling drills, not great. Regular dribbling against pressure, not great. That's just my opinion. Like the guy, but against pressure, it ain't that great. Now CJ has you off reeling, off kilter. He's really great at keeping you there and being able to get by you. Jordan, he can do, I think, as much as Steph with the ball in his hands. Maybe not as tight with his handle, but I think he's maybe just a tier lower than Steph in that regard. He can get pretty much anywhere on the court that he wants. It's just up to him more so making the shot. But yeah, Jordan is super entertaining with the handle too, though. He's trying to embarrass you, and I think that's something that I really like about him. I mean, there's the game within the game where he's trying to kill you out there. He ain't trying to like dunk on you. I mean, he could probably, maybe, but he's trying to embarrass you. He's trying to put 40 on your head. He's trying to do a step back three. I think that brings that was wild. I think that brings some entertainment value, hopefully, to the Smoothie King Center.
Do you think that him coming to the Pelicans, do you think he's coming to the team with a chip on his shoulder? Like he got something to prove?
He got to. Yeah, you got to. He won a chip in Golden State, got his own team. It didn't work out in Washington. Now he's in a predicament where he's trying to like rebuild himself, in my opinion. Right? He's trying to rebuild who Jordan Poole is, trying to get on a winning culture. I think he has a lot to prove, actually. I think at one point, if he would have stayed in Golden State, he was the next Steph. He was that. They were labeling that. I think Clay hated Jordan
Absolutely.
Poole.
Yeah,
right?
he absolutely hated it.
Almost at a point becoming a better splash brother than Steph when he got injured. I mean, than Clay, sorry. When he got injured and Jordan would, go on runs on his own. I think Poole probably wants that feeling back. Pause. He wants to get back to a point where he's leading a team and it leads to winning.
And do you think, Chaz, do you think that he can attribute to winning here? You think we can put as the team is currently structured, do you think this can be a winning situation?
Yeah, I do. That's actually why I made these shirts. So Jordan Poole, I got these shirts, JP3 basketball shirts. I'm gonna put the link in the chat.
It's fucking dope.
Red, got the white and the blue, team colors. This is my personal favorite. So shout out to all, the Jordan Poole people. He has a hell of a fan base. Him and Kevon Looney, apparently. So shout out to everybody, the new subscribers and fans. But yeah, I do, because I think he knows what winning looks like. I think because talk about it wasn't just a singular outlier year that he had success in Golden State. I think he did it for several years. He's a professional. I think again, never really heard about any real off the court issues with him. And I also think he's a confident player. Like, you don't take some of the shots he takes, without confidence. And I don't think Steve Kerr's the best coach. I think Steve Kerr and Willie Green are more alike than some people would realize. But so I think the freedom in which he'll be able to, and ain't no rules here. So the freedom in which I think he'll be able to play here, I think it'll work to his advantage. Again, the things he does, to me, it's a CJ it's a different version. It's a younger version with a bit more rim pressure. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things him in conjunction with a Jeremiah Fears or with a Zion or even with a Carlo. I like Chris's idea of starting a guy like Carlo and, just putting that pressure on the rim, collapsing the defense, making opportunities easier for guys like, I don't know if Jordan Hubbard's going to be here, but making opportunities easier for a guy like Trey Murphy or Zion or Fierce pressure in the rim, making it easier for a guy like Jordan Poole who can beat you with his handle. Can go back and look at Jordan Poole versus Jordan, embarrass Jordan Clarkson and knock the extensions out of his head. embarrassed them, right? Like this dude cold, bro. Dude is cold. He got this one post move he does where he fakes to the left, like it's almost like a sham guard in the post. He gets it, he fakes to the left, and he comes back to the right. The move works like every time. The dude cold, bro. Like the dude just cold. And so I think he'll be able to contribute if all the other ducks fall in a row. Like I'm not counting on Jordan Poole to be the linchpin for this team. You know, it got to be Zion, it got to be Trey, it got to be Herb to a lesser degree because not everybody getting this big money. Jordan Poole, the new guy here, y'all the elder statesman at this point. So you need I just need him to help push the team forward, but I don't think he has to necessarily be the catalyst for why the team is successful.
Hey, Chris, we gonna have to do a Jordan Poole film breakdown. I'm with Chaz. I'm really excited to have Jordan Poole as a Pelican. Like I mean, aside from CJ, because you kind of got him in the twilight of his years. You haven't had a guy with this much offensive ability. In fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna just say, like in forever, in a prime of his career. I think he could be, exponential as far as like his ability to just take pressure off the young guys or even Zion. You know what I'm saying? Even Trey, like, because Jordan don't really need. I don't really need help getting mine. I can get a bucket whenever I want to. I'm gonna start with you, Chris, but I want to ask everybody their potential Jordan Poole stat line for this season.
I think it's very similar, like to a CJ stat line. I think it's you somewhere around 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 24-4, 22-4-4.
Mm-hmm.
I think anything above that, I think something went horribly wrong, and anything below that, he may be being a little too conservative, or struggling. So I think he's talented enough to pretty much almost mirror CJ's numbers, but maybe do it in a different and a more creative way. Because like you mentioned, CJ had to shift his game a little bit in a lot of ways. He shifted his game based off of the talents and the players that he was playing around, and he mentioned how he changed up his spots that he liked to get to based off of who else gonna shoot threes. Had to be me. Shot deeper threes. So his shot profile changed a lot, but another thing that changed is the athleticism took a little bit of a dip. The ability to create, like Five mentioned, against pressure. That used to not be a thing that was even in his first year or the that half a season that he ended up playing. If you tried to pressure CJ's handle and his quickness was there to where he could create, and you wouldn't be able to do that the same. You can't do that to Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is gonna have some games where he turns over the ball, just being a little too fancy sometimes. Maybe I think overall basketball security is going to be important for him, but he's not 33 years old. He doesn't have the miles on his resume that CJ had. So yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if it will be as efficient necessarily, but I'm picturing somewhere between 20, 22, talking 4 to 5 rebounds and 4 to 5 assists.
Word, Chaz, 5, what y'all got?
5, you go.
Let's say he keeps that same stat line Chris proposed, right? I'll tell you this, it'll be more impactful, right? Like
why?
It's gonna be like, it's all about timing. Like, when did he score? When did he make the right pass? When did he draw a double team? When it happens, right? It won't be like empty stats for Jordan Poole. It's gonna be some, especially if they in the building. Oh, Jordan Poole getting off. And as a man that has made his stake in New Orleans, hey, the water's fine, my brother. It'll just be more impactful. Like you'll see more game breakers in a sense from Jordan Poole. Big plays, splash plays. He'll be able to close out a game. He's gonna knock down free throws. I just think it'll be more impactful from that standpoint.
I think also one of the things with Jordan Poole was paired a lot last year and the year before with Tyus Jones and Malcolm Brogdon, who weren't necessarily known as pace guys, right? So I think his ability to play next to Zion would increase his shot attempts. Zion, not really a person to take a lot of shots anyway. If Zion takes 17 attempts this year, I'd be surprised because he used to average about 16.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't think he's gonna, then with Trey's ascension. And we don't really know who's going to be at the 4 or 5 at this stage. But I think Justin Davis said he was 25-4 last year. I think maybe 21-6-4 is reasonable. Okay. I agree with 5 that it would be a bit more impactful. Everything's more impactful when you're winning. Also, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll be a lot more impactful when you're winning. And and this totally isn't a knock to CJ whatsoever, but I do think when the Pelicans got CJ was more so beginning to decline. You go back and you watch CJ in that first Suns game during the regular season, not in the playoffs. Man, CJ, he did some kind of move. CJ was doing sham guys. He had some kind of move that just made, what's his name? Jay Crawford. Man, this dude, he just shook the piss out of Jay Crawford, right? It was bad. And that was a different guy than the guy we seen recently. Like, even though the guy we seen recently was just a professional mercenary type scorer. But no, I think Jordan Poole, and I still think Jordan Poole is moldable. He got a lot of support in the building. You got his fellow Milwaukee alumni and Kevon Looney. You got Aaron Miles in the building. You know what I'm saying? Even you got Willie Green in the building. So he I'm sure he got some level of support to where if Willie Green is feeling a certain kind of way, you got some guys who advocate for him, like, nah, let Jordan do his thing. You know what I'm saying? We didn't been here before. We got jewelry. And if you Kevon Looney, I think Kevon Looney got what, like 2 rings or something, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he got 3.
You think he got 3 rings? So
I think he do.
he got jewelry. So you know what I'm saying? You got to respect the hardware at the end of the day when it comes to these champions. And I think they're in the way Joe Dumars spoke so glowingly about him. I don't think Joe Dumars would have a leash on Poole, so to speak.
Shout out to Grub, man. Grub in the chat giving us stats and telling us what we need to know. Last point about Jordan Poole before we move on. Any chance y'all believe that he could win 6th Man of the Year? Is there an opportunity? Do you think it could actually happen?
No, because he's gonna be starting. And you can't win 6 man if you start.
I agree with 5.
Nah, I ain't
gonna lie. I think it's super disrespectful, dog. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I kept saying that, I was like, who y'all think? Like,
yeah. Well, Chaz, that's why I asked y'all. Like, I asked y'all that day. I'm like, bro, like, who is DeJounte? Like, they acting like DeJounte is like playing in October or some shit. Like, it was really confusing to me.
Dog, it would be malpractice to have DeJounte Murray post Achilles starting him. I don't get, bro, at any point, it could be February. He should not be starting playing major. Like, no.
Man, this wasn't on the docket since it seemed. I know we're gonna be closing out soon, but what do y'all think about Nikola Vucevic starting at the 5? Because I say that because Nikola Vucevic is a guy expiring contract, only about 36, I think. So in the way he plays and in this NBA, he should, that guy still got a couple of years left in the league. I think Dwight could still play in the league. You know what I'm saying? He probably can't. He probably won't, be in everyone's locker room, but he could probably, but he could still. He still got game. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me Daniel Tice was in the league and Dwight Howard like could give you 10 minutes of basketball. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, what y'all think about Nikola Vucevic? Because to me, that's my number one target this offseason.
I think my bad. Go ahead.
No. I mean, he brings 2 things that this team needs. I mean, first of all, he's been a really good rebounder his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even as he's gotten older, good offensive seasons, bad offensive seasons, and whether struggles defensively in space, whatever, he always gonna rebound the basketball. I think the thing I always struggled with Vooch was that, as I think people assumed that he was a better shooter than he actually was. You know, from when we're talking about his ability to actually shoot, the percentages hadn't been good until last year. He got to 40%. He finally, started to match like what I think some people thought the reputation was. So, and he is also he's somebody who has some variance to to his game. You could throw the ball to him in the post for a few possessions. Like, he's not just a dude that is gonna just spot up.
Not Brook Lopez, like
yeah.
No disrespect to Brook.
Yeah.
Brook was cold when he was younger. No disrespect to Brook.
Yeah. Brook had a hell of a. That's one of the better working transitions of styles that I think we've seen someone make and succeed at. So Brook did that very well. Vooch, maybe not so much, but he's always going to be useful. And I think for this team, one of the reasons I mentioned Carlo is because, starting, you at some point, you gotta have an option in regards to a real stretch five, even somebody you can that even flirts with that ability. You have to have it out there with somebody like Zion or so many different guys that want to get downhill. You need it, man. And they just simply haven't provided any really fucking alternatives or really many people to go to. They've had to force guys to try to hope that they turn into, okay, well, yeah, Jonas shot 36%, 36, but that don't make him a stretch five.
Right. What's the volume?
Larry Nance when Larry Nance was healthy, he had really good stretches, a couple good months of shooting the ball really well. Still not a stretch five. Like all these different guys that we talked about overall, like, you look around the league, everyone has that variance. The Pelicans need that, man, and they've just refused. Have had trouble. Even Tice. We would talk about Tice. Well, yeah, he's really solid corner three, not a stretch five.
Yeah.
Vooch would at least give you that ability. His favorite spot, I believe, is at the top of the top of the key. Mm-hmm. We know how much Zion loves working from the wing. I just think it just opens up so much space, and this team desperately needs it. They didn't have space in summer league, so we talk about guys like Derik Queen, who's gonna want to get downhill and needs guys that can open up lanes for them if possible. That can make you pay. Vooch just fits that. I think his contract has kind of de-escalated since he originally signed the.
He's expiring this year as well.
Yeah. So I mean, it would be a perfect pickup, and I don't think he's gonna be that really that expensive. And for a team to struggle defensive rebounding as much, with that being a strong suit, I mean, I think Vucevic would be a nice addition.
Also, to pass it real quick, I'll say I think to Chris's point, they realized that they need some stretch bigs because they brought in two prior to like free agency, like two like not camp guys, but like mini camp guys, and both were stretch bigs. One being Hunter Dickinson. So I think they kind of like, all right, we know we need this element. And the reason why I think your Carlo suggestion really plays is because they said they want to run a two big lineup. You're not gonna run Messi and Looney out there. So and you said Zion not a guard. So what you gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, say he's not a big. Say he's not a big. So it's like what you gonna do? So just to add that point.
Go ahead, Bob. No. You good.
No, bro.
Nah.
Swing.
Nah, you got a polo on.
Swing.
Nah, I was just gonna say, we like, as far as me, Vooch bucket. I mean, I've always been a fan of his offensive game. I mean, defensively, he terrible. It just is what it is. Like you
right.
gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta give up something to get something with him. It's just that's a little crazy. He only playing one side of the ball, and people complain about the Pelicans stopping other teams this year, and but as far as like, would I be interested in him as a player? Hell yeah.
Yo, like Five, I'm curious of your thoughts about this. I think, and I've been guilty of this as well, of like wondering like a players that fit that are playoff style players. And I keep seeing this, like, well, this dude gets run off the floor in the playoffs. So this dude can't, we just saw what happened to him in the playoffs. So we keep Pelicans not in that club, dog. Like they barely get entry into that. So why are we talking about what dudes do in VIP and the Pelicans haven't proven you that they can get up there yet. Yeah, Boots is another one of them dudes that when the playoffs come, I've seen it repeatedly, him have his troubles. But fuck, can the Pelicans even be in that breadth to what we're talking about them being in that spot? And then we could figure out who fits for them long term as playoff type of guys.
Yeah. It seems like Pelicans fans in general are just the type of people that they'll talk themselves out of some coochie before they even get it, right? Like you ain't even like go holler at her. Like, nah, she ain't gonna give me the number. Like, well, all right. I guess she's not gonna give you the number. I guess you solved that problem already.
I'm gonna do it.
But Vooch, I'd be as a player, I'd be super interested because his ability to even just be a threat from the top of the key gives and provides space that's so necessary for this team to survive, right? Like Jordan needs lanes, Zion needs lanes, Trey needs space. Like you got to have somebody that's just willing to shoot, right? And I think the threat of just being willing to shoot, provides said necessary space that you'll need. But y'all were talking about it running a too big lineup. This goes back to my initial, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. I told y'all Trey will be considered a big. He'll be playing the 4.
That's what I think. I think if Herb is starting, I think Trey's playing the 4.
Yeah, and it's, to be honest, it's necessary, and that's why he has to be better at rebounding, right? Like he truly has to be the best at rebounding. And I always said, like, if he rebounded the ball, he'll get more trailing threes that way. He'll be able to get his shot off more that way. Dog, it's perfect if you just attempt to do this one facet and expose the defense, expose the other team in their fallacies.
Hey, you know who that is? I'm sorry.
Did Trey and Herb play last year together?
That's a great question.
No, yeah, they did. They did. I think I remember they both played against the Suns. I think. Wait, because Trey had the. Yeah, I'm sure they did. They had to, because if Trey played with Brandon, then he played with Herb.
Well, I mean, I'm only asking because Trey missed the beginning of the year.
Right.
Had to be like a couple, and then Herb got hurt the original time early in the year.
Yeah, against Golden State.
Somebody. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, did Trey did Herb? Or vice versa, was Herb even able to see what this version or last year's version of Trey Murphy was? And if they did play together, they couldn't have played many games.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Go
ahead, Lito, and I'll talk after you.
No, I was just gonna say to Fav's point, about being a trailer. You know who that remind me of? Even though it's like super heartbreaking for me, it remind me of Chris Jenkins with Villanova. That's exactly what that's how he played his whole college career. And he literally, like, that shot he made against Carolina in a NCAA championship game, like that. Yeah. That is the epitome of that for me. Like you the big, you get the rebound. In that sense, you get the rebound, you give it up, and then you trail. You walk in. It's a walk up.
Hey. Dog, you know what that truly does? My bad, Chaz. You know what that truly does? It forces, like, if I'm the shooter, right, and the team sees me trailing, that actually provides more space because they have to, like, they know it. Like, you made one, okay, well, when Trey Murphy is trailing, I have to get up. I have to meet him at half court. And you know what? Now you get to play 4-on-4 with no big.
Right.
It raises the pressure that the defense has to. I mean, and we talking about all these different advantage creators. Yeah. Like, if you already in transition, you typically on your heels anyway. But if my best shooter who can shoot from fucking 30, 35 feet.
Mm-hmm. Chris froze, huh?
Chris froze.
Yeah. Oh man,
I think he's about to. He's about to go.
He's about to cook too.
Well, he was about to cook. But go ahead, Chad.
Oh, go ahead. No, what I was gonna say was, it's crazy that you mentioned Villanova, because I think with Herb's extension, now Herb has to become Josh Hart. I think now you got to do more. Now you got to either do more on the defensive end as far as rebounding, or you got to have more offense. If you're going to start, you got your shot diet is going to be, it's going to probably be what it's always been. But now you gotta go out there and rebound. You gotta gain some weight. You gotta do a little bit more because again, the timeline's a little funny, and I need to justify because now more than ever I need a starting caliber center. No disrespect to Looney, but I need a Jared Allen. I need like a real deal starting caliber center. You was my best way to get one. Now I'm keeping you here. So I need some group rebounding, some gang rebounding. Even if the defense suffers a little bit, if Herb is gonna be starting, I think Herb gotta be like Josh Hart, bro. Gotta be.
You're right. You know what else he needs to add to his game?
What's that?
He needs to be able to put people in foul trouble offensively. I'm
especially
not saying
he got a dope Euro. Yeah, especially.
You know what I mean? Like constant pressure at the basketball rim, like at all times. Like it almost like Josh, where if he gets the ball in a secondary action where it's already in motion, he's trying to get downhill. You can't be where you're so catch the rock, you're trying to give it up quick. Like, nah, you got to be getting downhill to get the man that's guarding you in foul trouble. Then that creates a trickle down effect.
We had a couple more topics to get to. We done did an hour 15 minutes. Like we ain't really gotta do that. I don't want to have y'all here all night. But I do want to get to some chat questions, super chats, and the questions in the chat. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the baddie effect. Just hear me out. Hear me out. I'm gonna show y'all the baddie effect, right? All right, boom. Let's get this question out of the way so you can really see. Shout out to Grub. Again, I'm gonna read it. One day, Klay Thompson is gonna leave the house remembering to attach his goatee that he bought from Party City, and it's gonna be awkward, right? Now let's talk about the baddie effect. If y'all seen Klay and Dallas, Klay was looking like Jackie Moon. He had the unfurled fro, like his curl wasn't really curling. That boy taper sharp. It's sharp. It's sharp. That's a sharp table. Sharp table. You can't stand next to that duh with your table being, unfurled, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the effect right there. That's what that is. I seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if I'm how he looking at her, I made 200 threes that night. I lead the league in all-time 3-pointers made right there.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. Klay, one thing I noticed about Klay, it must have been it was one of the finals, one of the fucking 19 times they played LeBron in the finals. The way Klay was talking to LeBron, right, the way he was, I was like, oh, Klay a nigga. So Klay, I thought Klay was like, sometimes I'm in, sometimes I'm out the game. Like, I get, I adjust to my surroundings. But I'm like, nah, Klay a soul brother. Because Klay was like, what? Man. Like Klay talking crazy to LeBron. So I respect Klay game, man.
Klay down for the play, man. Klay at home right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Klay, man.
Shout out to Klay, man.
I ain't mad at you, bro.
Can't make bricks without Klay.
Hey, yo. Hey, West Bank. I seen that. He hit 70 straight threes. I seen that. I know what that was. Wait till I get home out this motherfucker. I know what that is.
I know water when I see it.
Splash. All right, man. Let's get to these. Let's get to these chat questions before we get canceled. Savage said, "Did y'all see Gale's count for Derik Queen?" I did not.
I didn't.
Y'all did. So if Rashad McCann spoke on it, I don't need to know.
I feel like
why anybody know why Rashad wore that crown?
No, bro, I don't.
Must be like the new dunce hat.
It got it. Because I was like, I'm not familiar with Rashad like that, but was he like cold-blooded motherfucker in college or something?
He was nice.
National championship, right?
He was nice. He's the best player on the team.
He went to the Kings, right?
Best player on a really good team. Okay. I think it was closer than most people thought, but he was the best player on a really good basketball team.
Okay. I wasn't too familiar with him.
Yeah, he got drafted in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Was this post KG? Or was it the end of KG? I think this might have been post KG.
I don't know.
Said high school and college, he was nice. Okay.
Oh, I can't really say this name, my dog, but I appreciate your $2. And I'm gonna say, is it possible for them to get CP3?
Yeah, we gotta let that go.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything is possible, but I don't necessarily know if y'all go ahead.
Yeah, we gotta let that go. It's time.
Yeah, that ship sailed, bro.
Yeah.
It's over.
I don't mean it in like a violent way,
He about to say something violent.
but CP kind of like worthy of a leg shot because it's just been so like this little get motherfucker off, but it's because the small caliber, but it's like
Not attempted murder.
yeah, but it's just like, son, why you been talking all this shit for all these years, bro? Just go home to LA. Then you trying to guerrilla your way to LA. Like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna retire. Nobody was calling for you. You're like, yeah, I'm just gonna retire there, Fuck it. Like, all right, peace, motherfucker. It's been 6-7 teams. God damn. Go home. Fuck.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I mean, if I could see the potential. When I say potential, I mean like it being how it would affect fears, especially until you get DeJounte back. And even when you get him back, he ain't gonna be DeJounte really, right? So like you're gonna need somebody to orchestrate something. And the thing is also the wild part is I don't think Chris missed a game last year.
CP, what was the Spurs? Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
just started sitting him, huh? Kind of.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate professional. And I know one thing people were saying kind of about Chris becoming a coach was like, I think y'all underestimate. People do not like Chris Paul in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like people dislike Chris Paul in the NBA. He might, he's a politician. You know what I'm saying? Chris is a politician. But I would love him, to mentor Fears, but do it in the off season. Fuck. Do it in the off season. Because Fears cold, dog. Fears cold. And once dude start hitting them motherfucking weights, he gonna be throwing motherfuckers into the first row. I was watching him get downhill in that last summer league game.
That fucking shoulder?
Dog, he looks for the contact. He's looking for the contact. Dude ain't scared of shit. Dude living up to his name. He gonna be cold. That's why I got them shirts. So y'all make sure y'all cop one of the shirts for the kids.
No doubt.
The link in the joint.
I was about to say drop the link in the chat again.
Yeah.
Shout out to our dog Carl Lanley, man.
Shout out to Carl, man.
He said, oh yeah, I enjoyed y'all side chick etiquette 101 course last live. Listen, man, I don't know where else what other pod in the world where you gonna get basketball content, you gonna get side chick 101. We gonna talk about how I know you messing with a nice girl because your taper, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know where else you gonna get that kind of premium information from, bro. Like you didn't even ask for that. We just gave it to you.
Right.
Yeah, this is a different type of analytics.
When you do, come on, man. What the pod? Let's see. Shout out to Cleve. Cleve said usually your main guys, especially if they're offensively oriented, are 3-level scorers, 2010 and defensive player of the year candidates, etc. I think this is referring to Zion when we were talking about Zion in the beginning. But if anybody wants to speak to that, you got it.
Valid point. I mean, that's why I always see like Zion is almost like a role player because he can do a bunch of different things. Like but he doesn't do them consistently. So like you don't know where he aligns in these 3-level scorer, or is he a 20 and 10 guy? Like, well, we don't really know because he doesn't play enough.
Yeah. And I think for him, like now they gotta like they know what they have. Zion, you gotta tell him what the fuck you want him to do. If you tell Zion, I need you, I know you can do it. You need to average 8 to 10 assists this year. There's no non-negotiable in regards to that. We need you to lead this team, similar to what they, Milwaukee's talking about, like with Giannis now, like going into
wrong point again.
Yeah. Like Zion, this team we're trying to cater it as much as we can to what you do best. But for us to get the best out of this, you gotta step up. We don't want you to be flirting with triple doubles. No, we need you to have a career high in triple doubles. We need you to have 8 to 10 assists because if it's him, he just gonna go out there and do what's natural to him. Obviously, you gotta give Zion a list, a checklist. That's the type of dude. You got call. Hey, you finished third on this list here. I'm looking at here. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, I call you in 2 hours. Like he ain't there he just
not a
he's not the
self-starter.
guy. No, he's not a self-starter. A self-starter. He's not someone that I don't think is naturally set or has been naturally set to hold himself accountable. He's had to learn that. So whoever is in charge, whether Joe, I hope when him and Joe are having conversations and they watching these games and such, it got to be clear. This is what I need you to do. I know you can score, but I think if I preserve your miles a little bit, we got Jordan Poole here. Jordan Poole can score a little bit. I got Sadiq Bey off the bench, who we're going to talk about here. I got you some more scorers. I have you some more options. We just drafted Derik Queen. He's going to be able to score. Now, your rebounding got to get up. Your assist got to get up. Can you do that? Cool.
Well, let's see. Florin had a question. Shout out to Florin, man. Florin said, serious question. Do y'all view Queen as an eventual Zion replacement? And if so, are the Pelicans still on two timelines attempting to win now and thinking ahead?
You muted, Chris, I think.
Muted, Chris. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Derik Queen gets much better than he is now. I think Derik Queen will get sharper and more efficient in his process. I think as his processing improves, he'll improve. Like he'll just organically improve. But I don't know if they're comparable to the point. I think Fears would be more of a Zion replacement versus a Derik Queen. I think Derik Queen projects to be a very good player. But I think he's another person, just give him instruction, keep him motivated, keep him engaged. But I think I just already see that leadership from Fears versus Queen. Not talent, like Queen could just usurp Fears and it ain't a conversation. But I think that question is probably more relevant toward Fears than Queen. Because last night, man, or the other game, I saw Fears telling everybody, yo, we got to talk. We got to talk on defense. We got to talk. Like he's a natural born leader. And I think where Zion, to Chris's point, he just more comfortable fading to black. Like if you tell Zion you're not gonna lead the team and shout at him, you cool with that? Like, yeah, okay. Like he just comfortable being like in the background. So I think with Fears, he's a out front leader, lead from the front type guy. So I think that's more of a Fears versus Queen thing.
Oh, real. Let me see. Shout out to our dog Carl again.
Shout out to Carl, man.
Carl says, Lito, I got a serious question about that Morehouse Bobby V story. What you got, dog? Let us know what the question is. I'll try to if you can type it before the show's over, I'll try to answer it. Shout out to 504 boy. Oh man. All right, look. I'm gonna make this story short. There was a situation. We was in LA. We was in Hollywood at a nightclub. It was me, my partner Bi, who be in the chat. EG. Some shit happened. It ended up us getting a section and EG left. That's all I can say about that. Let's see.
Oh man. Lito being real kind with that story. Because I've heard this story. And look, I've heard this story from a couple of different people. I know a few people who was there, Lito. As all of us say,
damn, that's crazy.
And look, I ain't gonna say who was there, but I know a few people who was there. And they told me what happened. I was like, damn. But I'm just saying, let's carry on with the show. You know what I'm saying? We keep that in the streets. But
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to EG, man. Shout out to EG.
Shout out to EG, man.
Let's see. Ken Quantas wants to know who is the second option, Poole or Trey?
Good question.
Great question.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
Shout
love
out to you, bro. Good question.
All right, so look, it gotta be Trey. Like I think Poole will probably have the basketball in his hand a little bit more, but I think if we're talking about this team reaching their ceiling, then it's Trey, because I would say at that point, and if he's still a second option, that means that maybe he's taking an even higher jump, because. And we just talking about talent and skill. Poole got Trey beat still. You know what I mean? And again, he will probably have the basketball in his hand a little bit more to make some of these decisions. But I think when we're talking about where Trey sits in this league, if Trey's a second option, it happened because Trey made it undeniable that it was him. And I think that's the best for Trey ultimately, and I think the best for this team next season.
What you got, 5? I got a crazy answer. What you got, 5?
Hey, dog, you remember when I used to talk about like Steph, Clay, Dre 2.0? Like, it's really possible now.
Oh,
Like, it truly is possible now.
Talk to me.
And you talk about second option. Although I think Zion's the number one, but I think it's still up for grabs. But who's going to truly be the number one option between all three of them? Like, it could be really any of them at any night you can choose. And I want to see Trey's ascension where like he's super aggressive and like takes the mantle from all of them. Like, nah, it's me. Fuck what you talking about. Fuck what you talking about. It's on me. And hopefully we see that. Maybe I'm being a little too, progressive in my thoughts where I think Trey is just gonna, kind of take over his team. But I hope that he does. And that will finally set Zion in a place where he can thrive in, rather than having to be the number one and having to be the guy and people trying to force him to be that. Maybe he's just not that. But I do think there's a dog in Trey that we haven't seen yet.
I think because Zion scores in one or two ways, either at the rim or at the free throw line, I think Zion's going to be third option. As far as shot attempts, I think the propensity of Jordan Poole to shoot and Trey, the play style, and I don't mean in like third as in hierarchy. I think Zion's going to be the decision maker type guy, but I think as far as attempts and things like that, it's going to be Jordan Poole and Trey, and Zion's going to be like almost like a designated hitter type guy, or like the closer type motherfucker. Last 4 shots of the possession. I'm sorry, of the game, first couple of shots. He could average 16, 17 shots. I can't ever really call you a number one if I ain't never seen you take 25, 30 shots. Like, I just ain't gonna never see that from Zion. I think if he averages 18, it'll be great. But I think it's gonna be Jordan Poole and Trey, and I don't think it's a bad thing because of their play style. I want Jordan Poole taking 9 threes a game. I want Trey taking 8, 9 threes a motherfucking game. Like, I want y'all to do this. Like, so I think Zion's going to be the third option.
So,
go ahead, Chris.
Zion shot 16, close 17 last year. Year before that, 15. Year before that, 16. Year before that, 17 and 15. So, man, I just think, bro, it's just Zion's style and where his skill set is right now. Like, he's holding himself back from being able to shoot more because he gets so many of these field goal attempts taken away because he's gonna spend a decent amount of time on the floor at the free throw line as well. So we talk about a dude who probably should go to the line minimum 10 times a night. He probably will have around 8, 7 attempts ultimately. But if he had more variance and more easier shots that he could take, then you could sneak in more, you could easily get to 18, 19.
Yeah, if he shoot the midi, that little midi he got, he jumping 9 feet off the ground. If he didn't shoot that motherfucker, then it's like, that's another 2 possessions right there. Wide open 3, another possession right there. I think he should average at least 2 threes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But if all your shots are at the fucking rim, then it's just, and it's not out the post.
Yeah,
it's just I just don't see, like, Shaq gave you 20 attempts, I think, for a year, 18, 19, but motherfuckers in the goddamn post. So Zion has to add to his game.
Dog, this is why I think that's why Chaz is right in this. Zion's gonna be the decision maker, but it's not because of his gravity the decisions are going to be made. It's because of Trey and Jordan's gravity. Like, finally he'll be in a predicament where someone else will be the driving force and he'll be the beneficiary of that. Like, playing 3-on-2 and Zion has the basketball at the nail. When have we seen that on a consistent basis? Like, and then you got shooters in the corner, and hopefully Herb is at least at 38%, right, in the corner. Like, that's where I can see this team being super effective in Zion not having the pressure of, like, I got to dribble the ball up the court and make a decision. That's just not a good brand of basketball for Zion to be successful in his team.
I think when you go back to Zion, that season with the Suns, when like everybody was just clicking on all cylinders, Herb had the 40% season, Trey balling out, CJ balling out. When you go back to that stretch at the Zion's, I'm sorry, at the Brandon's injury in Orlando when they played the Golden State Warriors, they played the Suns, or even last year when they played the Wolves. One play sticks out to me specifically with that Wolves game is when they got Zion like almost trapped at the top of the on the right wing. He got Zion trapped at the top of the right wing. He called Carlo. He like dive. And Carlo dive. He throw a fucking alley, pinpoint accuracy. And I'm like, man, you could see a lot more of that with so many more threats that because Trey showed some ability to get to pass the ball and get downhill last season as well. His evolution has to be spoken about a little bit as well because I'm sure he don't see himself as just I'm not just a shooter no more. Now it's a new day around this bitch. So I think you can see a very very proficient offense. Looney being a quality screener. I think a lot of it has to do with that forward position though. Kind of like Chris mentioned before. I think you got to add some. You got to add some shooting at that spot. Hopefully.
I want to before we end, I want to give some pushback to what Chris said though. Like I know you talk about Zion shot variance, but the thing is like he has shots open to him that he just don't take. Like that floater there, that you don't have to get like you got 2 feet in the paint already. How much fucking further do you need to go? Like you have a great touch around the rim. There's no reason why you still can't find 8 to 10 shots right there. Hell, you could get 12 points off free throws, right? Like you
should.
The shots are there. Like you literally just gotta take those shots, and you have to have. I don't necessarily even think it is shot variance, but it's offhand. It's offhand variance also. Shoot that motherfucker with your right hand, bro. Make a right hand layup.
I really think, bro, if Zion shot 34% from beyond the arc, bro, on like 2-3 attempts a game, it would just open up so much more for the Pelicans to where it's like he's at least somewhat of a threat to shoot this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? He isn't a terrible free throw shooter. So I know you can probably shoot threes a little bit if you wanted to. It's just about the willingness and instruction. Like Chris said, tell this motherfucker what you need him to do. Zion needs you to go out there and get 10 rebounds tonight, dog. We need you. We need you to lock him down defensively, dog. We need that Suns Zion. We need 5 blocks from. He can go out and do it, especially if he doesn't have a lot on his offensive plate. But you got to tell him. You got to instruct him, like Chris said.
There you go. It's certain dudes that you ain't got to worry about. They know the game plan. They did the studies already. You know that they know what you need of them already. You ain't got to have a conversation about Herb unless you want him to do something totally different. You know what I mean? Trey putting in enough work, and his game is so it's so easily fitting. Same with him. He's trying to show you what he can do on the but with Zion like that, fears. You brought up a good point about fears. Fears gonna be one of them dudes like to where he's leading to where he's a self-starter already. It's just how he's wired. Zion, you got to give that motherfucker a list of orders, a list of off-season orders, a list of pre-game orders, a list of orders during the game. You're like, all right, coach, all right. Like. But you got to know what you have versus just hoping he just figured it out.
And specify. Not play with force. Specify. Specify. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, that's an hour 38 minutes, man. That's free. That's free pod for y'all, man. That's no cut. That's like us being what's buddy name from Atlanta, Chris, who sell the white t-shirts.
My dog, Belly Gang Cushington.
That's what that is right there. We gave y'all that unstepped on, man. That's what this is. This pure right here, man. So like, subscribe, comment, as Justin would say. We'll see y'all probably Wednesday. Buy a Chad shirt. And one more thing. Ain't nothing wrong with being delusional and speeding when you're in the off season. So if you saying they're gonna be Stephen Clay, that's just what it is. That's what it is tonight.
What it is.
You know what I'm saying? We'll holler at y'all.
Hit the like button.